Why, hello there everyone, I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu. And this right here, guys, is my Poecilotheria subfusca, highland, which she sadly passed away. So one morning I woke up to do the rounds and look around in my, collection, and sadly she had passed. Now I don't know the reason why, I just woke up and she was just pretty much dead. And although things like these happen, and sometimes you just can't explain it, because as a tarantula keeper, I keep my tarantulas pretty well, but even when things like this happen, I do take responsibility about what has happened, so this is a failed breeding project. But it's at least not a dead-end breeding project, just a failed one. I will have to try again in the future, so let's pick ourselves up and let's give it another go next time. Now, allow me to show you guys some of the new additions I have for my collection. So this right here is the OBT Tete, which that is another locality of OBT. Now, a lot of people actually say these are color forms, which it is pretty fair to say that, but I think the more correct term is locality. So I also got another OBT locality, and this one right here is the OBT Mikumi. And honestly, it looks kind of the same as the Tete for now, but they'll look different as adults. So these localities actually have somewhat of a different coloring than the typical OBT, because the regular OBTs are orange. These guys are more of a grayish looking color, I guess, as adults, with a bit of orange. I don't know, search it up guys, you'll see. Just search up the localities, because it's kind of difficult for me to explain, so I recommend people do their own research. So now I'm going to show you guys some Chilobrachys species electric blue slings, and yeah, I got these because I need some males, so hopefully some of these slings will be male. Now, other than the OBTs, you may have noticed that I've gotten some slings of species that I already have as females, but I need some males, so I'm hoping that some of these slings that I got of the same species are males for future breeding projects, so let us pray, because I could really use some of these males for certain. But anyhow though, yeah, like I stated, this one right here, the Poecilotheria ornata. So I already have a bunch of females and a bunch of males, but I could use some new bloodlines, so I did get 2 slings of these guys. So yeah, either way, males or females, I'm fine with it for the Poecilotheria ornata. And yes, I did feed all of these slings, so I'm not going to feed them on this video because they're already plump. But let us move on. So this one right here was given to me for free because it was pretty much an unlabeled spider. So the person I got it from didn't really know what it was. I honestly think this is a Sauriocosmus aureri, but some people say it could be a Cochiana brunipes, and it really just depends on how you look at this. But either way, this is a spider that can only be kept as a pet. So I don't plan on breeding this, so this one here will be added to my pets only section of my spiders within my collection. So it'll be fun to keep. And not to mention, it's a very good eater, and it's pretty skittish as of now, but it's one that I like already because it has a lot of personality to it. So yeah, I welcome this one. Now the next 2 that you're going to see is some Poecilotheria vittata that I've gotten, as well as some new additions. And this smaller one here, it's a small juvenile that recently molted and is looking female, which is not what I want honestly. Poecilotheria vittata has been one that I'm pretty much cursed with in terms of keeping. All of them, or most of the time, they're females for me. But I could use some males, so I'm still going to be searching for some males in the future. So this one right here is actually the larger Poecilotheria vittata that I've gotten, as well as one of my new additions. And this one here is a confirmed female. So originally my plan was I buy this larger female here, and then the smaller juvenile that I've gotten will hopefully be a male, and then I have a breeding pair. But it seems like the juvenile that I've gotten that freshly molted appears to be female, but I'm not 100% certain yet. But it appears to be female as of now. So the juvenile, I'm going to label that as suspect female, but I'm hoping that it is a male, but I'm not really feeling it, to be honest, but let us hope for the best. Now, I did state it in my last video, I think, that I did have some mature males that were recent that I'm pretty much going to do as like a side breeding project for myself, I guess. And those males I will show in this video, so stay tuned because they look pretty nice. And those 2 males are my Neoholothele incei olive, which is a mature male, and my Monocentropus balfouri, which is also a mature male. So yeah, I'm actually gonna breed those 2 because those 2 species in my collection is pretty much what I call the free investment species. Essentially, I didn't really have to buy a pair, buy a female, or buy a male because I already have them at hand. And usually what I do is whenever I produce offspring, I will actually trade slings for the same species just to get a new bloodline in. And then I pretty much do an infinite loophole of, breeding, producing slings, trading them for new bloodlines of the same species, and then just keep going yada yada yada. So the cost of investing into those breeding projects is usually not expensive for me because the only thing I gotta buy is pretty much the food for the slings obviously, and some enclosures whenever the slings are produced. So the overall cost isn't much. But now, let me show you guys my Poecilotheria metallica female. So this female here has molted again from last time on my updates, and now she's a mature female that is really ready to go. And the thing is that I don't really have a mature male Poecilotheria metallica just yet. I do have a male, but he's currently penultimate, so he's 1 molt away from being mature. I'm fairly certain of that because I believe he's around like 5 inches. So this is a wait and see, honestly. So I'm just patiently waiting for my male to mature, and then I'm going to breed him to my females. I do have 3 mature Poecilotheria metallica females. One of them have been carrying eggs for almost over a year, 2 years now actually. Still hasn't dropped an egg sac, and then one is an older female, so I may or may not breed her. I don't really know. And then this one here, now we just had to wait for the mature male, and then this one will be ready to go. But let us jump into the mature males. So this right here is my Neoholothele incei olive mature male. And he's really tiny, honestly. I think he's the smallest male I've ever seen. He's about 1.5 inches in leg span, so he's puny. But then again though, this is a dwarf species, so that's to be expected. It's just that most of them that I've seen are usually around the 2 inches, and the biggest one I ever had was about 3 inches in leg span for a mature male. So this guy is like half that size. The only problem I have is that my females are kind of late into their molt cycles, so if I was to actually breed this male, the females will probably molt out. But I'm still going to give it a go, so let us see what happens in the future whenever I do pair this male up, and let's hope he doesn't get eaten because he's very tiny. So now this is my other mature male, the Monocentropus balfouri, and he is very beautiful, my goodness. He is such a dark blue, it's almost like he's purple, but he's blue, I'll tell you that. And unlike the Neoholothele incei, where the females are pretty much late into their molt cycles, this guy is kind of lucky because the females, their molted pretty much right on time, so we're lucky for this little guy. So I will pair this guy as soon as possible, well, maybe next week or the next 2 weeks. We kind of had to wait and see. When it comes to breeding the species, the Monocentropus balfouri, I find that this is the easiest species to breed of all time. Now look, I'm not saying for new beginner tarantula breeders to work with this species, because this is an old world tarantula, so I wouldn't really recommend it because of that. But if you are breeding old worlds for the first time, after, working with some new world tarantulas, then I really recommend the Monocentropus balfouri, because my goodness, it is so easy to breed. If you screw up breeding this species, you shouldn't be a tarantula breeder. Like, it is ridiculously easy. I'm not even kidding. I've produced this species so many times already, and for those who don't believe me, I already produced this species on this channel already. Go check it out on my playlist if you're interested. But yeah, I'm going to breed the species again, so stay tuned for that. Now, I truly want to thank my community now, because you guys have been liking my videos, watching, and it's pretty much an interactive community, so I'm truly thankful for that. Now, I would like to try to upload an additional video per week, so 2 videos per week. Now, I always upload on Fridays, but I would like to upload like a shorter video on a Monday or a Tuesday. Something around 3 minutes long to 5 minutes long. Just the typical brief stuff that I do. And I think those will be kind of interesting as well for a bonus video for those who cannot wait for the next upload on this channel, because I get comments and emails asking for more uploads, and let me experiment as well. So thank you everybody, and let's get this video up to 10 likes if possible. So without further ado, thanks for watching. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay updated to whenever I upload here on the channel. I upload every single Friday, so please stay tuned for more videos, and also follow me on my social medias, and support me on Patreon. I'll leave a link to those down below. And with that, stay lax, and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.